One more minute. We did expect a couple of others to get on the call, so let's hold that. And I'm actually also waiting for legal to get back with a quick question as well.
Hi, Doug. It's Sarah Moore with the governor's office. Sorry.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to call us to order for what is going to be a very brief meeting. I think we all expect, and it relates to action that was taken at the last board meeting. I'm going to just quickly walk through and be sure that we have everybody recorded who is online. So I'm going to do a quick roll call just to verify. Did Mr. Black join? I heard Ms. Chambers. You still there, Susan?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Great. Ms. Dean? All right. Dr. Hill? I heard Ms. Newton.
Yes.
I heard Mr. Williamson.
Yes, sir.
I heard Ms. Zook.
Yes.
And I heard Ms. Reith.
Present.
And I heard Commissioner Key. Great. All right. So I am going to get us started with turning things over to Mr. Morris, who's going to present our first action item, which relates to the final accreditation report for fiscal year 2016-17.
Good morning. I will present to you the updates to the final accreditation report, and it will be very brief unless there are questions. But the statement that I have regarding the updates, on Monday, June the 12th, 2017, I was notified that incorrect information had been provided to the State Board regarding action item B11, final accreditation report for the fiscal year 2016-17. The summary of the accreditation of Arkansas public schools and school districts. After careful review of the information on the following items, all of them have been addressed. Lakeside, Garland County has successfully resolved the issues prior to the submission of the report and should have been removed from the report. We appreciate the Lakeside administration for bringing this to our attention. Bauxite, Berryville, Heber Springs, and Rector resolved their issues prior to the June 8 State Board meeting. We should have announced these updates at this time so that the updates could be included in the final report. After we started the review, as a result of the need to revisit the report, additional time permitted Dumas to submit paperwork that has been removed or have removed them from probationary status. In addition, As the team reviewed the documentation, they also identified Stuttgart, Watson Chapel, and Exalt Academy as having resolved their issues and recommend that they be removed from probationary status. Then on June the 8th, the 2017, the state board approved waivers for 3 districts. Those districts were Bryant, Woodland, and Greenwood. These districts were removed from probationary status. We have or will notify each district affected. I would like to thank the accreditation team and Melissa Jacks from licensure for going back through the report and making the appropriate updates. It is important that the updates be approved and made public as soon as possible. Thank you for your consideration of this action item.
Great, thank you, Mr. Morris. And so just for clarification, then I'll turn it over and see if the commissioner has any comments. What is on your agenda is the final correct report, and that leaves 13 schools with probationary status, correct?
That's correct.
All right, great. Commissioner, do you have any comments you'd like to add?
Yeah, first, I just want to express my thanks to Mr. Morris and the team in working through this issue. You know, the integrity of that team is amazing, and when they learned of the mistake, learned of the incorrect information that was presented to the state board, they were very diligent in bringing in other folks from other units to try to make sure we had the right information. So I just want to say how pleased I am with that work. You know, the other part of that is we made a mistake. As soon as we learned about it, we took steps to correct it, and we're going to work to improve our systems so that this type of thing doesn't happen again. And I want to make an apology to the districts and the educators and the administrators out there for any negative perception that that may have caused regarding their schools. We certainly do not want to do anything that would portray our districts in a negative light. And you know, we are glad that we were able to make this correction today, so we certainly ask approval by the board.
Great. Before we talk through the procedures that we are going to need to undertake, I'm going to see if there are any questions of any board members about any items here.
Yes, this is Diane Zook.
Ms. Zook?
I guess a particular concern on those that remain probationary, Pine Bluff and Dollarway with regard to class size. And we know these districts are struggling with students who are not being taught and staying on level as far as their reading. So what kind of intervention is done for a district on probationary status that's, you know, and Pine Bluff just had some schools come off of academic distress, but Pine Bluff has K-3, the class size is too large, and their high school special ed. Dollarway has in their kindergarten. So what kind of interventions are automatically done, or if not automatically, do we need to do something as a board to prompt some sort of intervention with regard to these probationary for class size?
Well, I'm going to just broaden your question just a little bit to any of the 13 schools, kind of what happens next with those. Is that all right, Ms. Zook?
Yes, thank you.
Great.
Ms. Zook, this is Deborah Kaufman. The Standards Committee the Standards Unit will be working very closely with our School Improvement Unit. Those schools are already ones that those schools are working with, so School Improvement Unit will be following up with each of those, and the accreditation team will be in assistance.
Okay, thank you. And with regard to the Little Rock School District, those schools that are in second year of citation, if you stay cited for 2 years in an area, is the next step probation, and is there any assistance given or sense of urgency given about attending to this so they don't go on probation?
Mr. Morris?
Yes. Generally, when we have schools who are on second year citation, we try to touch base with them to make sure they are aware that if they remain third year, then it could lead to a probationary status. And so there will be someone contacting those districts and our schools to make sure that they don't lose sight of that.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Morris, are there any questions or anything we should be noting that we, at this point, have not asked about?
I think the process that we've been working on here to clean up the report will ensure that we touch base with all of the schools and deal with all of the issues so that we have a cleaner report next year, and so that schools who have the potential to be probationary next year will not be on that list.
Okay, thank you very much. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. So because the board took action a week ago, we are going to need to rescind that action if the board wishes to pass this corrected report today. A motion to rescind is debatable, could be amended, and does require a 2/3 vote because there was not noted, there was, that's correct, Lori, right? Because we did not have notice of the rescission vote, just the action, just the agenda item. We do require a 2/3 vote of the membership to proceed today. So I would invite a motion to rescind our vote a week ago on this action item.
Okay. May I ask a question? Is it 2/3 of those present or 2/3 of the total board?
2/3 of those present, according to Ms. Freno.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I would invite a motion from anyone.
Jay, this is Susan. I move to rescind.
Second.
And who provided the second?
Whedon Newton.
Okay, thank you. So the motion was made by Ms. Chambers, the second was made by Ms. Newton. Any discussion or debate? Then all those in favor, I will do a quick roll call just because we have some difficulty here. Ms. Chambers,
Yes?
Ms. Newton,
Yes.
Mr. Williamson,
Yes.
Ms. Zook,
Yes.
Ms. Reith. Ms. Reith, have you joined, are you gone?
Yes, I believe my signal might have dropped, but my vote is yes.
Okay, great. Did anyone else join the call that I did not, whose name I did not call? All right, therefore, a unanimous vote on the vote to rescind, so we now have this item before us, and I would invite a motion on this item to approve the corrected report.
This is Whedon Newton. I move to approve the corrected report.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is that Mr. Williamson?
Yes, sir.
Great. Motion made by Ms. Newton, seconded by Mr. Williamson. I will do a quick roll call again. Ms. Chambers,
Yes?
Ms. Newton,
Yes.
Mr. Williamson,
Yes.
Ms. Zook,
Yes.
Ms. Reith.
Yes.
Great. All right, unanimous vote there. There is no other action on the agenda today, and so I would invite a motion to depart our meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I move to adjourn the meeting.
Thanks, Brett. Is there a second?
Second. This is Susan.
Thanks. And all those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Same sign. All right, we will see y'all in a few weeks. Thank you very much for taking